Welcome to RSPCA South Australia's Animal Care Centre's online induction. We're excited to be welcoming you to the team and look forward to having you assist us provide life-saving care and rehabilitation to our animals in need or creatures great and small. Our inductions support each new volunteer, ensuring training and information provided is thorough and consistent. We believe effectiveness grows with guidance, training, consistent information, time and understanding of our operations. Today's induction has been developed to set you up for success. Our volunteering program covers and supports volunteers across every facet of RSPCA across multiple locations. Our volunteer program is supported by Tani Greenan and Laura Hutt. During your time volunteering, you will receive communication from the team either in person, online or over the phone. If you ever have any questions or feedback, please contact us. Please read all email communication you receive, as this will keep you informed and updated on vital news and relevant information. Your volunteering success will rely on you following the guidelines and information provided to you. We hope you find this session informative and helpful. Today, we will discuss with you why animal care centres exist and our role in the community, why animals come into our care, the different volunteer roles at our animal care centres, how a flexible and positive approach really assists us in achieving essential outcomes, things to consider whilst volunteering with animals, how best customer service drives better outcomes for our animals and the community, work health and safety measures, policies, policy instruction and procedures, and finally, what to expect when you start volunteering. Predominantly using technology to manage and communicate with our volunteers, we developed the Volunteer Information Portal, your VIP page designed to make accessing information easier for you. Through VIP, you will be able to review important announcements, sign up for shifts, access important contacts, view your schedule and personal profile, access your volunteer handbook, view current pause report, our weekly newsletter, access work health and safety reporting forms, view our induction clips, access online training sessions, review current and up-to-date processes and procedures, review volunteer role descriptions, and any other important information we need to communicate with you. It is an expectation that RSPCA SA volunteers comply with scheduling yourself on for shifts, cancelling your shifts if unable to attend, checking into or out of your shifts. This helps us plan and coordinate our days and teams. It also makes it possible for us to recognise all of your contributions to us and is a legal requirement. If you're unable to access your VIP personal profile, to complete these actions, you can always email us at volunteers@rspcasa.org.au. Come and see us in the Volunteer Hub and we can assist you with navigating through this. You can also stay in touch and keep up to date with us by joining our RSPCA SA Volunteer Facebook page. This is a closed group and only RSPCA SA volunteers will be accepted into this group. RSPCA South Australia is committed to creating and maintaining a positive workplace culture that promotes an environment that enables everyone to reach their full potential. It is each and every one of our responsibility to ensure we follow these expectations. To ensure this commitment, workers, staff and volunteers are expected to at all times act consistently with a number of gauging principles. These include, but are not limited to, ensuring we treat each other courteously with respect and kindness. This includes not just staff and volunteers, but our visitors. For example, those who may have to face that difficult decision of surrendering a pet and our adopters. This includes every interaction where we are directly or indirectly representing RSPCA SA. We must not make or appear to make public statements, comments on behalf of RSPCA South Australia without permission. Do not use or disclose RSPCA South Australia confidential information. Comply with RSPCA South Australia's policies, policy instruction and procedures. Comply with all reasonable and lawful directions of staff and management or your volunteer buddy, as these are intended to keep you safe and out of harm's way. Use mobile phones only during break times and not whilst handling animals. Safety is paramount, not just for our animals, but for our teams too. This includes you. To keep yourself and your pets at home safe, maintaining good hygiene by washing your hands will be best practice. This will eliminate any zoonotic diseases from spreading. Other ways to protect yourself and keep pets at home safe is by ensuring they're up to date on vaccines and parasite treatments. If you're unable to vaccinate your pets, you may need to consider the area in which you will be volunteering in. Each area you work will have PPE, personal protective equipment. When directed and necessary, ensure you are using these provisions. If your area runs out, locate and replenish these items. These not only help prevent you from getting any germs, but help prevent you spreading them. All volunteers wear a RSPCA volunteer green polo or lone volunteer vest. This helps us recognise our team members and assist the public in identifying you as well. Please always ensure you maintain a clean, neat and tasteful appearance and have a high level of personal hygiene and grooming. We ask you to ensure you protect yourself by wearing jeans or cargo pants. Please do not wear exercise pants, leggings, jeans with rips or holes, or tracksuit pants. These are not sturdy enough to protect you, and clothing with holes in it could harm animal claws. Always ensure your hair is tied back and out of your face. Animals like to play and nibble on hair sometimes, and this can be a safety concern. If your vest becomes dirty or soiled, we expect you to advise us of this so we can clean this immediately. Please ensure if you are borrowing a vest, you return this prior to leaving the site for the day. Your volunteer vest or t-shirt must be visible at all times. If you have covered your t-shirt with a jumper, please place the vest over the top. If there are no vests available, notify a staff member immediately so we can locate one for you. On your first shift, a photo of you will be taken. This is to place on your ID tag. Once created, we will provide this to you. You're required to wear your ID tag at all times. If you lose or misplace this, please notify the volunteer department. A replacement will be arranged for you. Ensure you wear closed-toed shoes such as hiking boots or joggers with suitable gripping. We complete a lot of cleaning and our animals at times can have accidents. Whilst we have signage to advise of this, some grounds may be slippery and uneven. The footwear you choose can be your best opportunity to prevent and avoid any falls. Be mindful to dress for the weather as we work in all elements. Certain animal care areas require you to purchase some equipment. This is so you can be safe and successful in the role. These are leads. When working with dogs, we ask you to purchase the leads we use. This is because they have been designed and made to our specifications. They are a durable thickness and enable multifunctional use. We will not permit the use of generic leads whilst volunteering with us, as we require the multi-use of these leads. Treat pouches. Working and training with animals requires positive reinforcement. Treat pouches enable you to always have on-hand treats, so you are prepared to reinforce the positive behaviour as soon as it happens. We don't encourage you to have treats in pockets, as some animals may try to jump and grab and nip at this. Cat scratchers. Cat scratchers are a great tool to use for cats that may be a little more spicy. Other equipment such as personal protective equipment is supplied. These are gloves, gowns, masks, whistles, etc. In areas where PPE is required, please ensure you use provisions and report when or if provisions are running low. Remember to always wear your smile. Our work can be dirty at times, but we like to think that we can enjoy the time we spend with the animals and each other. A smile goes a long way here, and we like to share them often. On any given day, our animal intake and care needs can change for an array of reasons, and because of this, it is important that all volunteers are flexible in their approach with a can-do attitude. There are many different tasks to be completed. Not all tasks will be completed at the same time each day or week. If you have been allocated a task to complete, please follow this instruction. If you feel you're unable to complete the task or have questions concerning the task, please always ask the staff member for clarification. Communicating with the team immediately will lead to effective and prompt outcomes. Volunteers working in animal support roles are required to attend paw training for each species they will be working with. This requirement is to ensure your safety as well as offering consistency of care for our animals. Paw level training starts at paw 1 and carries through to paw level 4. The minimum requirement for all volunteers is that they complete paw level 1 training. Following this, it will be up to the volunteer if they wish to continue through to higher levels of training. Volunteers can only handle and care for animals that have a paw level matching their training level. Because some tasks are physical, it's important that you advise the volunteer team if you have any pre-existing conditions or injuries that will hinder you from undertaking the role safely. We're always looking to continuously improve our operations and provide better animal care. Therefore, from time to time, processes and procedures may change. Where possible, we will consult with you during the change process. However, sometimes changes need to occur promptly. Staff will communicate and update volunteers of these changes and provide an explanation as to why these changes have occurred. It is important that volunteers follow the procedures, processes, and instruction of staff at all times. Your first few shifts with us will be critical to your success. At first, we understand you may feel a little lost. Our animal care centres are busy and large spaces, with sometimes hundreds of animals needing our attention and public seeking our guidance. We are here to help each other. Following instructions from our team will be vital to keeping yourself safe. Please always remember this. The volunteer team are happy to assist you. Our VIP page, electronic communication and on-site orientation will guide you through. Additionally, you will have buddies to assist and demonstrate daily tasks each time you volunteer with us, so please ensure you ask questions. During your first few shifts with us, you may feel a little overwhelmed. This is a normal emotion to feel whilst you are new and learning. Our team are here to help and guide you. You will be learning all the ways you can help, learning where locations of people and animals are found around the Animal Care Centre and where to guide people. A best practice approach to assisting with minimising an overwhelming feeling is to ensure you pick one volunteer role to commence with. If you are in an animal supporting role, please know your first few shifts will entail getting to know our cleaning processes, as this is a vital infection control prevention for us. Learning and nailing this is fundamental in keeping our animals and teams safe. In our animal support roles, cleaning and feeding are our first priority. Also, in the first few months, you're going to meet and see a lot of people and animals. Our 3 animal care centres across South Australia care for thousands of injured, neglected, sick, surrendered and stray animals each year. Our animal care centres provide animals an opportunity to rehabilitate, access necessary medical and behavioural assistance, as well as learn important socialisation skills. Whilst our aim is to minimise their length of stay, we certainly have no set time limit for any animals, as each animal is unique and vary in time to be ready for adoption or to find their forever home. Our centres are a haven for all species. All of our animal care centres promote, support and facilitate animal adoptions, boarding bookings and safely house and rehabilitate animals that have been mistreated that may be involved in a prosecution case. All adoptions are processed by appointments only. Appointments allow us to manage the number of people on site and allows the team to dedicate one-on-one time to each potential adopter, providing detailed information on each animal, ensuring we find the perfect match for their home and lifestyle. We aim to rehome each animal that comes into our care. We do not turn any animal in need away due to lack of space or money. Our animal care centres play a vital role in supporting our community in various ways. Our animal team are dedicated to finding solution-based options for our community members and are always here to support them, no matter what barriers they may be facing without bias. For example, if a family had to make a gut-wrenching decision to surrender because of a family breakup, we are here as support by offering solutions for the care of the animal. Please always try to focus on the best needs for the animal rather than focusing on how an animal arrives at the shelter. Understanding how we operate will assist you in providing the best support to our teams and assist us in supporting the community. Our animal care centres look after the following functions of RSPCA SA: animals that are strayed or surrendered, species-specific animal care areas, customer care and after adoption support, veterinarian animal support and foster care. Now let's take a look at the different areas in more detail. The surrender team provide helpful information to pet owners to help them keep their pets in the warmth of their home first before they are taken into our care. The surrender process can be a very traumatic time for people. Our team are a comforting support to these families, knowing we will do everything in our power to rehome their animals. Animals collected from council come into our shelter and await reclaim. In the first instance, our team will attempt to locate an animal's owner by checking if the animal has a microchip. Microchips are vital in our efforts to reunite families and their animals. In the case where an animal does not have a microchip or the owners are uncontactable, we will post the animal on social media. Then after 3 working days, the ownership of the animal is transferred to RSPCA and our team will work towards ensuring this animal is ready to be rehomed as soon as possible. Pet surrenders are by appointment only. Owners complete an online surrender form. This enables to gather as much information as possible about the animal regarding how they interact with other animals, adults, kids, any behaviour or medical concerns, etc. This information allows us to make decisions whether we can fast track an animal straight to adoption or develop a tailored rehabilitation plan to address any concerns prior to adoption. If members of the community discuss concerns with you regarding a lost or strayed animal or their intentions to surrender, please always encourage them to our website in the first instance to ensure that they seek correct, up-to-date information. When an animal arrives at the Lonsdale Animal Care Facility, an animal care employee reviews any medical history or evidence of the animal's behaviour. This assists us to determine the best animal care plan for the animal, whether the animal will be cared for here at Lonsdale or go straight to foster care or be transferred to an approved rescue group. We try to make an animal stay with us as comfortable as possible, and your volunteering is instrumental in this. The shelter is not a great environment for an animal due to the small enclosures, noise, the smells, etc. Some animals just do not cope in the shelter environment from the onset. Therefore, because our focus is on best animal care practice, we try to transfer these animals out of the shelter environment straight away via two ways. Foster care. Foster carers care for animals in their own homes. 2. We transfer the animal to an approved rescue group. The rescue groups we work with have the same focus and goals of rehabilitating and rehoming animals in a home environment. Animal rescue groups are approved by an inspector or have already worked with an interstate RSPCA. This ensures they meet RSPCA's animal care and adoption requirements. Now let's take a look more in depth at each area. Our animal care areas are species specific: cats, dogs, pocket pets, which include rabbits, guinea pigs, birds, ferrets, etc., and livestock. Volunteer animal care roles are extremely diverse, and in each area you will assist undertaking all animal husbandry and care tasks. But don't worry, we'll make sure you are provided training, instruction, and supervision to ensure you complete the task safely and successfully. Animal care roles include cleaning, as animals cannot clean up after themselves, assisting with cleaning enclosures and completing laundry tasks. Feeding, to ensure our animals regain strength and maintain physical and mental health. Exercising, depending on the poor level of training you have completed. Providing TLC, spending one-on-one time with individuals to try and teach them to trust people and be comfortable being in a social environment. This is important to ensure a successful adoption outcome, depending on the poor level of training you have. Sit outside an animal enclosure and read a book. This may not seem like a tough slog, but the benefits this has on an animal is outstanding. It encourages the animals to feel calm and content in their enclosures. Vet services team improve the welfare of animals by providing veterinary treatment and care to animals. Our clinics have a team of highly skilled vets and nurses to make sure that the welfare of the animals always come first. Volunteering in vet services encompasses similar tasks to animal care roles, but for animals in our vet clinics. This volunteer role will also provide great insight into behind the scenes of a vet clinic, and additional tasks will include assist with monitoring and maintaining supplies in consult rooms, pharmacies, vet centre to ensure adequate stock is kept at the agreed stock level. Provide efficient and effective administrative support, including accurate word processing and data entry, as well as scanning, printing, laminating, archiving, filing, etc. Assist with providing care to hospitalised animals, and, if Paw 3 trained, administer accurate medication and adhere to treatment plans as prescribed by vets. Our vets also assist RSPCA Inspectorate with welfare and cruelty cases, and when required, they represent RSPCA SA in court proceedings relating to alleged animal mistreatment and cruelty. Our team in vet services also assist in the growth and development of students studying in the veterinary and vet. When an animal arrives at our animal care facility, our team will review any history or evidence of the animal's behaviour, provide it with an initial paw level identification. Paw levels range from 1 to 4 depending on the animal, and provide workers with an understanding of the animal's temperament. This then determines what level of worker training and expertise is required to interact with and handle the animal. The paw level of an animal can change as more information on the animal is obtained and/or more interaction with the animal had by a worker is undertaken to assess its personality and temperament, as well as successful training. Always ensure you assess an animal's behaviour and see if there is a behaviour dot on the animal's enclosure prior to proceeding to interact with or handle an animal. Paw Level 1 indicates proven behaviours which can be managed by all workers who have successfully completed Paw 1 training. Paw Level 2 indicates unproven behaviour or minor concern. Workers who have completed Paw 2 training can proceed. Paw Level 3 indicates some concerns with behaviour. Workers who have completed Paw Level 3 training can proceed. Paw Level 4 indicates concerning behaviour. Workers who have completed Paw Level 4 training can proceed, and a pink vest must be worn whilst walking. There is one more paw level you should be aware of. This is Inspectorate Held Animals. If you see the orange paw and/or a no photo please sign, you are to refrain from taking photos without authorisation from the animal care manager. Some animals at our animal care centres may demonstrate concerning behaviour that could impact the safety of others. It is for this reason we need all team members to follow our animal behaviour dot procedure. The dot procedure should always be followed in conjunction with other references or procedures to complement training and act as a reminder for the team to ensure safety of themselves and others. The coloured dots and their definitions are as follows. Yellow dot is only for dogs only and means the dog displaying this colour on their kennel card may only be exercised in an empty jump yard. Orange dot. This colour dot indicates that there has been an incident, not an injury, with the animal, or the animal has displayed worrying signs and may be a potential safety risk. Orange coloured dot should only be handled by volunteers after gaining permission from a staff member. Red dot means the animal has caused an injury and is high risk of causing further injuries, or is a dangerous dog that is at high risk of causing injury. These animals are to be handled by staff only unless prior approval is obtained by a manager. Pink fluoro dot means the handler must wear a pink vest anytime this animal is being transported around the facility. The dots will always be displayed in the top right-hand corner of an animal's body function sheet. It is important to ensure the coloured dot is displayed at all times. If you observe this is covered by a medication chart, please adjust the medication chart so the coloured dot is on display. It is important for all team members, no matter which department we are working within, to recognise pink vests. Whilst on site, if you see someone handling an animal and they are wearing a high-vis pink vest, you must take action immediately and move out of the line of sight of the animal. Some things you may do to follow this through may be standing behind a tree quietly, move behind a car, turn a corner, turn and walk in another direction. This action must be followed regardless of if you are handling an animal or not. The animals that are being handled can be fractious and react in adverse ways. Ignoring pink vests or not moving out of sight will place yourself and the handler at risk. Even non-pink vest dogs. Always ensure you ask a handler before approaching a dog. Whilst volunteering with us, it is important to understand that you are always force-free. Force-free means that we interact, teach and treat an animal without pain, intimidation, threats or force. Essentially, we make positive associations with the behaviours we want and ignore or redirect undesirable behaviours. The only time force-free is not followed is when there is a safety concern and we need to intervene. For example, in an emergency where a dog fight might erupt, we may need to pull a dog back into a kennel using some force. Training an animal humanely does not mean there are no rules. We teach our animals behaviours that potential adopters find desirable and that help our animals live with humans. Prior to commencing any work at the start of our shifts, we have a little chat within each team with all team members about actions for the day. During these meetings, your team leader will go through allocation of buddies and areas, actions and outcomes for the day, work health and safety information, introduce and welcome new team members, and any other important information relevant for that day. It is vital that you arrive on time for your shift, as this provides you the opportunity to ask questions. Once these meetings are complete, the teams are often dispersed around the Animal Care Centre. Current arrival times are 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. You will be shown where these meetings are held in your particular department during your orientation tour and first commencement days. It is important to take precautions when working with animals, as animals can be somewhat unpredictable. Animals at our shelters have a background, and although sometimes we may have an idea of their behaviours, sometimes we do not know their history at all. For this reason, we handle all animals with the same safety precautions. Therefore, for your safety, to minimise bite and scratch injuries, it is a must that prior to entering an animal enclosure or interacting with an animal, you review each animal's kennel card. Information you need to take note of is the animal's name, what paw level the animal is there an animal behaviour dot, and additional information in comments. After reading this information, ask yourself, can I proceed? When interacting with an animal, use a calm and friendly voice. Animals pick up on inflections in your voice and body language. This will determine how an animal will respond. Avoid bending over any animal. Bending directly over animals can leave you open to an array of reactions from them. It can make them very fearful, which is what we want to avoid. Always use positive body language and be mindful of how you approach. Avoid direct eye contact, do not hug or kiss our animals, and never place your face near one of our animals. Volunteers will be matched to areas based on their training and competency level. Every team member contributes to achieving and maintaining high levels of customer satisfaction through modelling RSPCA values in all interactions and ensure our behaviours align with RSPCA SA's policies, policy instructions and procedures. To achieve customer service excellence, we request that you greet all customers and co-workers with a smile in any area you are volunteering. Actively listen to customers, seek assistance when needed to respond to the customer's questions or concerns. And if you're unsure, always ask a staff member for assistance. Please do not guess the answer. Acknowledge customers that are waiting and follow up with customers if they are waiting for other team members to assist them. Never provide your personal opinion on animal care behaviour or welfare issues whilst volunteering or wearing volunteer uniform in public, as a member of the public may interpret your opinion as the official representation of RSPCA SA. Our team work hard to process animals out of our care and into the loving arms of their new family. Administration and customer care volunteers are flexible in their working location depending on the support needs for the day. Our gardening and maintenance team look after the general upkeep of our animal care centres. Gardening volunteers tend to our large grounds. This could be mowing or watering the lawns, tending to the gardens, keeping our green veggies growing for our pocket pets, or pruning back hedges and cleaning up leaf litter. Our maintenance team are guided by staff in regards to what tasks need attending to on specific days. It's not a requirement, however, if you have a forklift licence, we highly recommend letting us know, even if you're volunteering within another area. All of our drivers are required to supply a current driver's licence that will be copied and saved on their personal profile. We ask that drivers notify management immediately if a vehicle is damaged. Drivers are required to complete logbook entries each time RSPCA SA vehicle is used. Our volunteer drivers are not required to handle any of the animals they are transporting unless they attend and complete our PAW training and reach competency levels required. Our driving positions are very important to us, and without transport, there is very little we can do for our animals. Some of our drivers transport animals, whilst other drivers transport goods. To be successful in this role, our drivers will hold a full and unrestricted licence, be friendly and kind, demonstrate a safe driving history, and drive with care and patience on the road. Our foster carers provide much needed temporary homes for animals who require extra love and support before becoming available for adoption. These animals may be too young, unwell, recovering from illness or surgery, be the subject of a current prosecution case, not coping in the shelter environment, or needing training to assist in improving their behaviour. Our foster care team are responsible for seeking homes and families, enabling the animals a far greater chance of rehabilitation and faster rehoming. If anybody approaches you with regards to how to become a foster carer, please in the first instance encourage them to apply through our website. If you're an existing volunteer and would like to consider foster caring, speak to the volunteer program team and they can assist you from there. Our volunteers support the foster care team with the following duties: cleaning, feeding and medicating as per instructed and directed by staff, answering phone calls from foster carers, and running cats, food and bedding to foster carers. The foster care team have an office and an animal hold room. If you have any concerns or you witness any issues, it is important in the first instance you address with your employee supervisor in your area. You will know who this is from attending your daily shift meeting. If you do not feel comfortable speaking with your supervisor in your area, you may contact the animal care manager or the volunteer program team. The location of the team's offices and how to contact the team members will be provided to you on your first day site orientation. If you have any concerns or feedback that you are not comfortable with, whether it be involving yourself or it is something you witnessed, it's important to report it. As a volunteer, you may see some animals with us for a long time. We do not have time limits on our animals. They have a safe place with us for as long as they need. We will always ensure foster is the first option if they are requiring rehabilitation. Although euthanasia is the last resort decision, it does occur and will always be a case-by-case decision. We do not euthanize for time, space, or money, and all euthanasias must be agreed to by the head of behaviour and the head of vet. If one does not agree, then the shelter operations manager has the final decision. Volunteers are not involved in any way, and we ask that you respect the tough decisions that need to be made, and please do not challenge any of our workers in relation to this. It is not a decision any of our team take to or react to lightly. Questions are perfectly natural, however, please be respectful and mindful when asking these. Transparency is also important to us. We will communicate with you the outcome of an animal if we are asked, but please remember, although this does occur, we have to focus on the positives in shelter life. All workers are required to report all incidents, injuries, hazards and property damage to their manager and complete either an incident injury report form or a hazard property damage report form. These forms are able to be completed electronically on site, or you can find them on the VIP page, your volunteer information portal, or access a link via your volunteer handbook. Work health and safety reporting is critical in assisting us achieve a safe workplace, and it prompts action to prevent any future accidents and injuries. Sometimes emergencies may occur, so it is important for you to know what to do in certain scenarios. Our animal care centres have a public addressing system. At times we may call out some emergency codes to advise our team of what actions need to be followed promptly. The following codes are: Code Red. In the event you hear Code Red, you should head straight to your designated meeting point and await further instruction. Code Black. In this scenario, we ask teams to stay in the area they are in. Lock doors, gates, close blinds, remain calm, quiet, and stay together safely. Remain alert for anyone walking in your area that should not be there. The team will notify you once safety is clear. Code Blue. Our first aid officers and staff will respond to and react accordingly. Unless you are a trained medical officer, please remain in your area and await for further advice. Code Orange. You will need to proceed to your site's agreed evacuation point and await further instruction. You will only evacuate yourself. If there is another team member in danger or has ignored the request to move, please report this to staff at the evacuation point, providing the person's location and name. Code Purple. You will need to await further instruction from your team leader. It is important to remain calm and within your team. Code Brown. Please remain on high alert, as this could be any dog with an unknown temperament. If you are out and about the facility with another dog on lead, you may wish to find yourself a paddock or location you can await safely until you hear this has been resolved. Code Yellow. The location will be provided, and it is advised you do not proceed to this area until this has been cleared. Code Green represents all clear and everything is back to normal. You are safe to resume as normal. A copy of these codes will be provided to you with your name tag and will remain on your lanyard to act as a quick reference. It is important, if you forget what the action or process is, you view this on your VIP page or ask a team member. As an RSPCA South Australia representative, you may be asked by people in your community for help with specific concerns or animal situations. Should a member of community approach you requiring advice on our services, please in the first instance encourage them to view our webpage and select the function of choice. To report cruelty, simply call our 1300 number, select option 1 and provide as much information as possible. Lost or found animals can be reported on our Lost and Found web pages. And pet surrender, we know this is an incredibly difficult decision and we encourage people to reach out to us for help. If someone you know in the community is struggling and considering this option, please ensure they are guided to our pet surrender webpage for advice and assistance. To ensure that volunteering at our animal care centre is the right fit for you, please consider some of our basic minimum requirements. Our first is you must have a genuine concern for animal welfare and be able to treat animals gently and with kindness at all times. Secondly, you will need to be able to enjoy working with people in a team, because people are key to saving our animals, rehabilitating and rehoming them. We ask that by joining our program, you commit yourself to a minimum of 6 months service, working at least 1 4-hour shift per fortnight. Majority of our volunteers choose to perform weekly shifts, and this is great, but if you are finding this hard, our minimum commitment is 1-hour shift per fortnight. Please know that some tasks you will be working with others as a team to achieve some great results. At times, you may be required to work alone, so flexibility is vital. Safety is key to every operation with us, so it is important to all teams that you ensure you arrive on time. This will ensure we provide you with clear direction for your shift. Having 1,500 volunteers across RSPCA, communicating vital information can sometimes get tricky. Therefore, we predominantly use technology to communicate with our volunteers. This is mostly emails and the VIP website, but sometimes Facebooks and texts. It is important you check emails and the VIP page. Self-scheduling, checking in and out of shifts or cancelling shifts is vital to meet operational requirements. We ask you acknowledge and understand the importance of this. So what's next? When you have finished watching this online induction, please complete the online induction quiz. Then read the procedures relevant to your role. You will receive an email on how to do this and complete another quiz. Once you have successfully completed this, you will receive instruction to complete a form that provides us with information about you, such as emergency contact information. When you have completed this, you will receive an email with further instruction on how to book your first shift. When scheduling, please ensure you allow a minimum of 3 days prior to this shift so the teams can prepare for your arrival. Thank you for watching our online induction. We hope we have provided you with information to assist you in your volunteering being successful.